is Mosport Park, site of the Export A Inc. Formula 2000 Series. Hello everyone, I'm Mark Bunting, and welcome once again to Mosport Park near Bowmanville, Ontario. This is race 6 of our 1991 Export A Inc. Formula 2000 Series. Our current points leader is Craig Priddle. He's also today's pole sitter as we take a look at the point standings. This is our top 10 as it stands now. Craig Priddle in first place with 116 points. His teammate Jeff Girard is in second with 101 points, both drivers in Swift DB6 race cars. Martin Guimont is third with 94 points. Then it's David Webb in fourth with 90. We'll have more on David later on in the show. Stephane Proulx has 2 victories. He's in 5th position with 88 points. Then it's Ken Gerhardt, Dwight Woodbridge, Gord Cullen with a victory this season at Mosport, Scott Maxwell in 9th, and in 10th position, the rookie, Jason McCann. The points are not the whole story, though. Let's go to my partner, Pat Gonzalez, who has some race-by-race details.
Stephane Proulx began the season with a strong reputation but a weak budget. Still, he was able to win the first 2 events and recently has received some much-needed financial support. Gord Cullen was a surprise winner in race 3, and race 4 exposed the strong Priddle and Girard partnership for what it really is, a quest to establish the dominant position on the series' highest profile team. To date, one or the other of these chargers has started from the pole. Girard squeaked through for the win in race 4, but after Stephane Proulx went out early and Girard suffered a puncture in race 5, Priddle romped to his first and long-sought Formula 2000 victory.
The racing is very exciting, mainly because these cars are very similar in terms of horsepower. A lot of the teams use motors from the same race engine shops, so passing can be very tricky. The difference is getting onto the grid and getting into your position. It's a total team effort, which happens well before race day during tension-filled qualifying sessions. Pat has the inside track on qualifying on this week's Firestone Facts.
Cardinal watches are the official timepiece of the Export A Inc. Formula 2000 Series. During a typical race weekend, teams will use the stopwatch during a practice session to see if changes they've made to the car have produced the correct result. That may be a new engine or a new rear wing that they may be trying that weekend. The second phase of timing occurs during a qualifying session that's going on the racetrack right now. That's where teams will not only time their own driver, but all of the other top drivers who they feel have a shot at the pole position. Now, qualifying can be a very risky business where the drivers are pushing the cars at the limit. In fact, turning lap times faster than they'll actually go in the race. Now, once a driver has turned a time that looks as though it may take the pole position, that team manager will quite often bring the driver off the racetrack. It's also during qualifying that you'll see the teams making adjustments and changes to the car, adjusting the rear wing and front wing settings and the suspension. And their lap times are usually indicated to the drivers via the pit board, so the driver knows exactly how fast he has to go. Now, the third phase of timing occurs actually during the race, and then it is done by the Canadian Timing Association up in the control tower. They have a computer that is linked to an electronic beam that's set up at the start-finish line. Each one of the cars breaks that beam and records his lap time for each lap. In this age of high-technology computers, it's simply a stopwatch that quite often tells us who's the fastest and who will get to the finish line first in our Export A Inc. Formula 2000 Series events.
There's some wrinkles to this event which we should tell you about. Mosport Park has just finished hosting its annual 24-hour endurance race. These cars leave a lot of rubber and oil on the track, so we'll have to see what kind of shape the track is in. That's where the drivers are up against. We're almost set for the start. Stay with us. We'll have a green light for you after this.
The thinking that went into your Firestone tires took a lot of different tracks. At the toughest tracks in the country, Firestone Firehawk tires take on all sorts of competition. We race a lot, we learn a lot, and it all goes into every Firestone tire we make. Check out our full line of Firestone Firehawk performance tires. We've got one for you. The thinking that went into your Firestone tires took a lot of different tracks. At the toughest tracks in the country, Firestone Firehawk tires take on all sorts of competition. We race a lot, we learn a lot, and it all goes into every Firestone tire we make. Check out our full line of Firestone Firehawk performance tires. We've got one for you.
Up in the morning and out to school. A big bun Introducing Do You Wanna Dance? 44 great original rock and roll hits, guaranteed to make you wanna dance.
I'm walking, yes indeed, I'm talking. Come on over, baby, whole lot of shaking going on. Well, that'll be the day.
1, 2, 3, look at Mr. Lee. Bye-bye, love.
Rock and roll is here to stay.
Well, do you wanna dance? No.
Do you wanna dance? Sure you do. Here's how to order.
Call toll-free 1-800-841-0300. That's 1-800-841-0300. Or send $19.95 for 3 LPs or 3 cassettes or $24.95 for 2 CDs plus $4 shipping to Do You Wanna Dance? P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska 68104.
This is the Export A Inc. Formula 2000 Series. Welcome back to Mosport Park. I'm Mark Bunting along with Pat Gonzalez. The cars are just completing their formation laps. Here's Pat with a look at today's grid.
Craig Priddle has captured the Cardinal pole position for this event. He's still riding the high from his win last time out at Mont Tremblant. Stephane Proulx will also start on row 1, his mission to win race number 3 of the year. Martin Guimard continues to benefit from his reworked Van Diemen. He'll lead the second row. Ken Gerhardt seems to be stuck qualifying just outside the top 3. A good start today could mean a podium position. Gord Cullen has a win this season, but he's also had his share of bad luck in the Ethnic Ad Van Diemen. And Kevin West is a U.S. Central Division champion. He's been improving in the 2-liter ranks all season long.
On the inside of row 4 is Dwight Woodbridge. Alongside of him is Jason McCann. Hayward and Gerard in row 5. Gerard pushed back because of a qualifying infraction. Row 6 has Mark Cruz and Bobby Haggart Jr. out of Toronto. Row 7 sees Greg Pootmans, the rookie, and Don Priddle, the veteran. Steve Jalabian and Rick Choi are in row 8. And rounding out the grid in row 9, Joe Getz and Len Campbell out of Toronto.
ASN race officials checking over the field. The grid now being cleared of mechanics as we're just moments away from the start. In a moment, they'll get the all-clear green flag from that official standing right in between the 2 rows of cars. There you see the safety car with its lights on. And now all eyes focused on the starting lights. The starts here at Mosport have been exciting. The cars weaving back and forth as Priddle and Proulx will go side by side off the line to the bottom of turn 1. They still run wheel to wheel. Priddle on the inside, Stephane Proulx up to the outside, and they're still running side by side as they crest the hill into turn number 2. Stephane Proulx has provided some exciting starts here at Mosport, and he goes to the front here early. Craig Priddle tucked right in behind. Then there's about 12 car lengths back to the 3rd place driver, and that'll be Ken Gerhardt in the number 7 car. There you see the rest of the field going through. There's 99 Rick Choi, and one of the drivers off the line very slowly. There was 22 Len Campbell. Into Moss Corner for the first time. Ken Gerhardt has closed now on Stephane Proulx and Craig Priddle, and it'll be a 3-car draft as they head up the back straightaway here on lap 1. The long climb up the Andretti back straightaway. It's pretty much single file. The drivers try to find a drafting partner. Stephane Proulx, 65 in that Sony Reynard, leading Craig Priddle in the Export A Swift. And then it is the American driver, Ken Gerhardt, back in the 3rd place spot. Off the end of the back straightaway, into the S's for the first time. 87, Kevin West in 4th. Side by side, Dwight Woodbridge and number 43, Gord Cullen. Cullen will hang out of that 5th place position. Woodbridge is running in 6th, and Jeff Gerard has already worked his way up into 7th. Across the line to complete lap number 1. Here you see the field going through. Here's Gerard. He will move around Dwight Woodbridge to pick off that 6th place position. Woodbridge in the red car runs 7th. Just in back of him is the rookie driver Jason McCann in the 8th place spot. Stephane Proulx, 65-year leader. Here's another great 3-way fight. Gerard on the inside of Cullen into turn 3. Can't make the pass as West, 87, 43, Cullen, and number 3, Gerard, continue to battle for that 4th place position. In a Moss Corner, it is still your leader, Proulx, followed by Priddle and then Ken Gerhardt as they head up the back straightaway.
All right, Pat, here's our first look at our SO Update leaderboard. Stephane Proulx, the leader, followed by Craig Priddle, Ken Gerhardt. Kevin West is racing well. Gord Cullen in 5th. Jeff Gerard already in 6th position. That is Dwight Woodbridge, Jason McCann, Rick Hayward, and Bobby Haggart Jr. sitting in 10th position. The leaders are heading into turn 8. It's still Stephane Proulx, Craig Priddle, Ken Gerhardt, and Kevin West. Gerard is all over Gord Cullen. And here comes Martin Guimont through Moss Corner, going very slowly. He's limping his way to the pits.
The engine on that Van Diemen not sounding very healthy. It does not appear as though it's running on all cylinders. Martin had a great run in qualifying, but it looks like his afternoon will end early. The leader, Stephane Proulx, followed by Craig Priddle up to turn 2. And here's some of the other incredible racing in the top 10. The top rookie so far, number 63, Jason McCann, having a real battle there with Rick Hayward. There goes the Gord Cullen, Kevin West, White Woodbridge race into turn 3. Then comes McCann and Hayward, and here's another good fight between Bobby Haggart Jr. in the blue car, and right behind him is the New Jersey driver, Mark Cruz, one of our rookie drivers from the United States. In a Moss Corner, it is still 65, Stephane Proulx, followed by Priddle. There's that three-way fight, and now Jeff Gerard is really putting the pressure on Gord Cullen for that 5th place position, and those 3 drivers appear to be closing on Ken Gerhardt, and there is Martin Guimont very slowly rolling his way down the back straightaway. They'll go by Guimont on the back straightaway, the white flag being waved there to the drivers, showing that there is a slow-moving vehicle on the racetrack just ahead of them, but the lead group has gone through as the drivers now run it into the S's. There is Gerard on the inside of Cullen. He won't be able to make the pass.
This is excellent racing we've got going, Pat. It's exactly what Kevin West talked about when we asked him why he travels to Canada to race.
The competition's very fierce, very good drivers. I think it was a good move for us because of the quality of drivers. The only way to get better is to run with faster people, and I think that's important at this time in my career, to get with a fast group and just improve, and it opens up your eyes when you come up to Canada with such a good quality organization.
We just saw some of the great competition Kevin West spoke about. He is involved in a great 3-way fight, and there goes Jeff Gerard on the inside of Kevin West to pick off that 4th place position. West now being pushed back in the 5th, and he'll be challenged as they go to turn 1. Gord Cullen going in on the inside to drop the Warren, Michigan driver back to 6th, but those 3 drivers have been separated by about 10 car lengths for the last couple of laps.
Another look at our SO update sees Stephane Proulx continuing to lead, followed by Craig Priddle, Ken Gerhardt, Jeff Gerard in 4th now, and Gord Cullen in 5th. Then it's Kevin West moving back a little bit. White Woodbridge, Jason McCann, Rick Hayward, and Mark Cruz is 10th. Cruz has been a steady performer this season, but he's had some bad luck as well. There he is, number 96. He's not driving the newest equipment, the 88 Reynard.
While it's generally felt that the Reynards don't handle quite as well as the Swifts, and on the back straightaway we see the leader, Stephane Proulx, over Craig Priddle.
Actually, Pat, Jason McCann talked about that earlier when we asked him about his car.
Well, the car's been different just about every time we've gone out in it. We keep making major changes to it, adding new parts. My sponsor, Stratford City Mazda, and the owner of the dealership's good friend, Vic Motes, he keeps pumping money into the car, and every time I get in it, it's got a new part or new shocks, new wings, and I'm having trouble adjusting to that. But yeah, I think by the end of the season, we'll probably have it collected.
And here is Jason McCann, the 4th car in this group. He's currently running 9th.
And of course, McCann in the battle for the Rookie of the Year honors as we look at the leaders on the back straightaway. Stephane Proulx still by about 10 car lengths as he continues to be chased by Craig Priddle. And now Jeff Gerard moving up to challenge Ken Gerhardt on the back straightaway. There you can see the superiority of the Swift. The driver's able to get it out of Moss Corner a little bit faster, and on the straightaway, the Swift is able to run down the older Reynard. Just a half a car length separating Ken Gerhardt and Jeff Gerard. It's only a matter of time, and there you can see Gerhardt just sliding the car as he came out of turn 9. He is really driving on the ragged edge. Gerard tucked right in behind Gerhardt as they go down to the bottom of turn 1, and Jeff Gerard all over Ken Gerhardt. It's just a matter of time before he grabs 3rd. There's your leader, Proulx, followed by Priddle, and yes, Gerard is through into 3rd. Gerhardt being pushed back into the 4th place spot through turn number 3. The question now, can Gerard catch Stephane Proulx and his teammate Craig Priddle as they run down under the bridge up into Moss Corner?
A tremendous effort by Jeff Gerard today at Mosport Park. Stay with us. We'll be back with more racing in the Export A Inc. Formula 2000 series in a moment.
The thinking that went into your Firestone tires took a lot of different tracks. At the toughest tracks in the country, Firestone Firehawk tires take on all sorts of competition. We race a lot. We learn a lot. And it all goes into every Firestone tire we make. Check out our full line of Firestone Firehawk performance tires. We've got one for you.
It's post time. If you want to be part of thoroughbred racing's excitement. Handicapping techniques from thoroughbred Jerry Brown.
I think Paziano is going to turn out to be a major force in the filly and mare division.
And insights from leading journalist Bill Finley.
What are some of the things that you're looking for when you dope out a race?
Post time is the show for you.
Welcome back to Mosport Park, race 6 of the Export A Inc. Formula 2000 Series. I'm Mark Bunting with Pat Gonzalez. Stephane Proulx continues to lead as he has from the start of the race when he jumped to the front from the outside of row 1. Craig Priddle is second. Jeff Gerard has the leaders in sight after starting 10th on the grid.
Proulx and Priddle going through into the S's. There's Jeff Gerard. Stephane Proulx now pulling away. It looks like Priddle has slowed, and yes, he's coming into the pits. Problems aboard the Export A Inc. Swift of Craig Priddle. He's pulled into the pits, and this will shuffle the entire top 10. Here is 87 Kevin West running right with the 20 car of Rick Hayward, and then just in back of him is 63 Jason McCann, but there is 65 Stephane Proulx all by himself, and now it's Jeff Gerard who must pick up the chase to try to reel in the man who started out the series very, very strong by winning the opener here at Mosport, following it up with the win at Shannonville.
RSO Update leaderboard has many changes to it now. Gerard is second, followed by Gerhard Cullen and Woodbridge. And then it's Rick Hayward in 6th, Jason McCann 7th, Kevin West is 8th, Mark Cruz is 9th, Bobby Haggart Jr. continues to hold down the 10th spot.
With his teammate Craig Priddle in the pits, it's now up to Jeff Gerard to try to reel in that man, Stephane Proulx. And Gerard doing a real good job. It's down to about 15 car lengths. There's number 7, Ken Gerhardt, running in 3rd, and it looks like Priddle is through for the day. They're pushing the car back to the paddock as the leader, Proulx, comes up across the line.
Trying to get around Stephane Proulx will be Jeff Gerard's most difficult task of the day. His teammate Craig Priddle talks about Proulx.
Stephane's a good driver, and he's hard to get by. And I've had a couple of races early this year where I've run second all along and waited for someone to make a mistake. And both Jeff and Stephane, you know, have not made the mistakes that I needed. So I'm hoping to get a really good start and not have to wait for anyone to make a mistake.
Well, neither Proulx or Gerard has made a mistake all race long, but the straight line speed of the Falcon Racing Swifts has been proven race and race again. And right now, Gerard is reeling in Stephane Proulx as they head up the back straightaway.
Farther back in the pack, the field is really strung out. Rick Hayward goes through, but you can see that the gaps are quite large as the rest of the field runs up to about half a lap behind the leaders. The best race in the top 10 right now is Mark Cruz, who has Bobby Haggart Jr., number 9, trailing him by just a couple of car lengths.
Both of these drivers pushing their cars at the limit through turn 3. You can hear the tires squealing as we look back to the leader, Stephane Proulx, off the end of the back straightaway and into the S's. Proulx by just a couple of car lengths himself over Jeff Gerard. And then further back this race now, Rick Hayward, number 20, followed by Jason McCann, number 63. They run 6th and 7th. Then a bit of a gap back to 87, Kevin West. But the lead battle continues to heat up. Out of turn 2, they head into turn 3 now. And again, just 2 or 3 car lengths separating 65 Stephane Proulx and Jeff Gerard in that second place position. Number 7, Ken Gerhardt, continues to run all by himself in 3rd. And here comes Gerard looking on the inside of the Moss corner. He won't be able to make the pass as Gerard was perhaps scouting out a possible pass a little bit later on. And that is one of the spots on this racetrack where you can negotiate a pass, and Gerard was late on the brakes, but just not quite alongside of Stephane Proulx to make the pass. This run on the back straightaway reminiscent of the opener here at Mosport when it was Craig Priddle hounding Stephane Proulx. He was not able to make the pass on that afternoon, and now it is his teammate Jeff Gerard who takes up the chase, and there was Gerard again looking for the pass off the end of the back straightaway, but again, Proulx trying to make that car as wide as possible all the way around this racetrack. The Swift is definitely faster in the straight line, and Proulx is just having to push his car to the limit and at times beyond to try to hold off Jeff Gerard. But this has been a brilliant run by Gerard. Remember, he started 10th on the grid and has come all the way to the front and now is battling for the lead as we wind it down here at Mosport out of turn 2. Again, back into 3. This time, Gerard not making any attempt to try to get around Stephane Proulx in that Reynard. That's a 1-year-old Reynard up against the new Swift DB6.
Pat, this is a critical part of the track here at Mosport Park. Both Proulx and Priddle and all the other drivers need momentum heading into the back straightaway. Gord Cullen talks about how qualifying and track conditions play a role during a race.
You know, obviously you always want to be well up at this track because it's a difficult place to pass with it being such a fast track. So we want to be up as far as we can. But it'll be a very interesting race on Sunday with after the 24-hour race, it gets extremely slippery. So you want to make sure, you stay on the track because there'll be a lot more mistakes made than there would be in a normal race at Mosport.
Here's a good example of what Cullen is talking about. Just that layer of rubber affecting Greg Pootmans here. He's slightly offline, drifting through turn 9. Gord Cullen looks stable enough through turn 5 and into 5B, heading into the back straightaway. But Dwight Woodbridge has been able to close the gap. Number 4 in 4th position.
Here is another battle a little bit further back. This is the race for 12th between 99 Rick Choi in the blue and yellow car, and right behind him, the veteran Don Priddle as they head up to turn number 2. Just a couple of car lengths separating that pair. Stephane Proulx, 65, number 3, Jeff Gerard. That is the story of this race as they come through turn number 9 of the S's, and there you can see Stephane Proulx using all of the racetrack and then some to try to hold off Jeff Gerard, who is close to within just a couple of car lengths. Back into turn 1. Gerard has had a marvelous run again, starting 10th, and has come all the way up through the field and has taken up the chase on Stephane Proulx after his teammate Craig Priddle parked it in the paddock earlier. Side by side on the back straightaway, Rick Choi and Don Priddle still battling for that 12th place position. There's Greg Pootmans going through, then side by side, Choi and Priddle now will move around Rick Choi as turn 9.
Greg Pootmans leads the 2 of them. He's currently 1 point behind for the rookie championship. We'll be back.
$29.95. Become an Insiders member now.
Who joins these NFL fan clubs anyway?
I did, and I got a lifetime membership in my team's fan club, plus discounts on special merchandise for only $29.95.
$29.95?
Yeah, plus this exclusive membership kit with offers worth over $150.
How do I join?
Send $29.95, your name, address, and favorite team to Insiders, P.O. Box 9101, Oak Brook, Illinois, 60522, or call 900-535-9000 for details. Become an insider of your favorite team now.
Your Hartford Whalers are turning up the heat and screaming down the ice. It's a new brand of hockey from a new breed of whaler. Hard working, hard skating, hard rocking, hard stopping. Under the leadership of fiery new coach Jimmy Roberts, they're the new Whalers. They're young, they're fast, they're smart, and they're yours. Come out and watch some men at work. Tickets are available at the Hartford Civic Center box office, Ticketmaster locations at G-Fox and Video by calling 1-800-WHALERS.
Direct from Britain, it's English League Soccer. Keep pace with soccer happenings from the UK and stay in touch with one of the world's best leagues, English League Soccer. See it exclusively on Sports Channel America.
Get ready to launch yourself into the world of Air and Space Smithsonian, a world that captivates the imagination. Satellites, superjets, soaring, something different every other month. There's no other magazine like Air and Space, and with your subscription comes membership in the National Air and Space Museum in Washington.
To order Air and Space, call 800-841-0300 and receive a full year. 6 issues for just $18 with membership in the National Air and Space Museum. 800-841-0300.
This weekend, we're throwing you a line you can't resist. Go fishing and hunting with some of America's leading experts in the field or in the water. Spend some time with the best in outdoors. See it exclusively on Sports Channel America.
Welcome back to the Export A Inc. Formula 2000 Series. This is race 6 from Mosport Park. I'm Mark Bunting with Pat Gonzalez. This is our race for the lead. Stephane Proulx has been in front since the first lap, but he's getting extreme pressure from Jeff Gerard. Gerard started 10th on the grid, but is now challenging for the lead.
Over the crest of the hill into the S's, Stephane Proulx by just a car length. Jeff Gerard taking a look on the inside as they went into turn 8, but the opportunity for a pass was not there. Through 9, into 10, and back on the pit straightaway. Gerard really pushing his car right up on the speed curbing on the exit out of turn 10. Stephane Proulx, of course, won here at Mosport in the season opener. He took the second round at Shannonville, but has been looking for his third win in the series. He'd like to move up from his current position of 5th in the point standings.
Here's Ken Gerhardt, number 7, in his Elite Engines Reynard. He's running 3rd, as he has been all day.
There's Jeff Gerard on the inside. Yes, Gerard's got the lead under braking into Moss Corner. Finally, Gerard able to get around Stephane Proulx, and he did it under braking as they headed up into Moss Corner. Now, on the back straightaway, the Swift of Jeff Gerard should be a little quicker up the back straightaway. It is considered a more aerodynamic car than the Reynard, and there you can see Gerard opening up about 2 or 3 car lengths as Proulx tries to hang in the draft. Proulx on the inside of Gerard into turn 8. No, Gerard shuts the door as Stephane Proulx tried to counter-punch and retake the lead, but Gerard closed them off.
Here's Gerard's move again. It's a classic Moss Corner pass. Gerard moved to the inside under braking. Stephane was stuck. He couldn't turn in for the apex and had to slow down for the second part of the turn. The proper line looks something like this. Ken Gerhardt stays wide and takes as close to a straight line to 5B as possible.
Here's Gord Cullen. Will watch his line through turn 5A as he hits the apex, drifts out wide, apex again at 5B, and then accelerates out onto the back straightaway. Oh, a big slide. Jason McCann slams the concrete retaining wall on the outside of Moss Corner. McCann really smacked that wall hard here. The corner workers over talking to the driver, and immediately the crossed arms in the air, indicating to the marshal on the phones that they need an ambulance. There is a full course yellow out around the racetrack. The cars are slowing down, the pace car and the ambulance will be heading out onto the racetrack. There's your race leader, number 3, Jeff Gerard and Stephane Proulx. They've both slowed as they move through turn number 3. And of course, with the full course yellow, you're not allowed to pass.
Here's what happened to McCann. You can see that the left rear suspension is broken at this point. All the loading is on the left side, and 5B hits the wall very hard, and that's brought out the pace car.
Gord Cullen, number 43, at Dwight Woodbridge in the red number 4 car, right behind the pace car as it comes through Moss Corner, and the incident, the medical personnel still attending to Jason McCann. Here is your race leader, Jeff Gerard. This should be the last lap, and it looks like this one will end under a full course yellow. Jeff Gerard across the line as he wins his 2nd race of the year, and Stephane Proulx will finish in 2nd right behind him. Proulx not getting an opportunity to attempt to pass. Here is the helmet coming off. Jason McCann. Off comes the balaclava, and you can see that he's still a little bit dizzy.
Well, Pat, a rather unfortunate finish to race 6 here at Mosport Park, but Jeff Gerard does win his 2nd race of the season and wins the Cardinal Fastest Lap Award. He was followed by Stephane Proulx, Ken Gerhardt, Gord Cullen, and in 5th, Dwight Woodbridge.
Rick Hayward finishes in 6th. A good drive for Kevin West in 7th. Mark Cruz is 8th. Bobby Haggard Jr. up for 9th. And Joe Getz finishes in 10th spot. The crowd is gathered around the victory podium at Mosport. The drivers are out of their cars. Here's Mark with race winner Jeff Gerard.
Tell me when you passed Stephane, how did you do it?
We were going together in corner 5A. I was on his back, and on the braking I got him, and with the 4 wheels lock, and that was it.
And you were confident at some point you could make a move on him?
Not really. I was working hard to pass him, but I guess God was on my side.
He's one of the toughest guys to try and pass, isn't he?
He's the toughest. He's my toughest competitor here.
Well, I think Jeff will agree. Tough competition makes this part of the day even more satisfying.
Jeff Gerard wins his 2nd event of the season in what was an exciting race with a rather strange finish. Gerard is the points leader now with 131, followed by his teammate Craig Priddle has 116. Stephane Proulx has 114. It should be a great battle down the stretch. Our next race is from Shannonville Motorsport Park. Join us for that one. Until then, I'm Mark Bunting along with Pat Gonzalez and the rest of our crew. We'll see you next time. This series is brought to you in...
Friends know when to say when.